Hey, welcome back to Lifesculptors podcast. I'm your host, Dante Poole. I've been on vacation, and let me tell you, it was so good to me, so good. But I'm so excited to be back here with you. Man, today's episode is for anyone who's ever felt like they were too much, they were not enough, or they just didn't fit in. Like this conversation is for you. But before we jump in, I want to give you a reason to just hang out just a little bit longer with me on the end because at the end, I'm going to share details about a book signing that's coming up. And I would love the chance for us to connect in person, an opportunity for us to just enter into some really great dialogue and conversation. And so I want to invite you to join me. And so I want you to stay tuned for that because it's coming up. All right, now back to this conversation, all right? We're talking about the difference, y'all, between fitting in and belonging. There's a difference, y'all. There's a difference. It's about finding spaces and people where you don't have to edit yourself. You don't have to do different things to be included. I'm telling you that there is a crisis of belonging happening in our world right now. So here's the truth. Belonging isn't about shrinking to fit. Yes, it's about finding the places and the people where you don't have to do different things to try to cram yourself into a space. Nah, today's conversation, y'all, is inspired by this book, A Giraffe Is Too Tall for This Book by DK Randall. Ryland, I think it is Ryland. DK Ryland is the correct way to say that. And it's a playful book, but beneath the humor, there's an important message and a reminder that sometimes we twist and contort ourselves to try to fit into spaces that were never meant for us. And sometimes we have to make room for others too. Oh, I'm just telling y'all, we are guilty of wanting everyone else to make room for us, but sometimes we don't make room for them. Ooh, okay. So let's get into this read. Oh, Giraffe Is Too Tall for This Book by DK Ryland. Get my life together here, right? Oh. Okay, here we go. There's an elephant, a snake, a bird, and it looks like a leopard and a mouse. Okay? Here we go. Oh, peanuts, where are we? Considering there's a reader looking at us, I'd say we're in a book, says the leopard. Well, not all of us are in a book, says the snake. Oh, yeah. Hi, reader. Why? I'm too tall for this book, says the giraffe. You aren't too tall. This book is too small. Poor giraffe. What are we going to do? Why don't you bring your neck down here? Maybe not my best idea. Yeah, this is a bit cramped. What if we make the book taller? Reader, can you turn the book to the right so it's tall, says the snake? Wait, but wouldn't that mean? And all the animals fall to the bottom of the page. Wow, this is much better, says the giraffe. Whose idea was this anyway? My tail, says the snake. Sorry, says the elephant. Do you think you could turn the book back around, reader? And they turn the book and the animals fall back down. Phew, that's more like it. Maybe for you, but I still don't fit in this book, says Giraffe. Do you really want to fit in this book? I mean, what is it even about? What do you think Giraffe could do to fit? Oh, try moving further away, Giraffe. Can you see me? We can see you, but we can barely hear you. Do you think Giraffe should come back? The bird says, please come back. I know, I know. If you can't come down to us, why don't we just go up to you? There's plenty of room up here. You should all come up, says the bird. How are we supposed to get up there? Says the snake. Giraffe, could you bend your neck like this as the snake makes themselves looks like a set of stairs? I can't climb up there, says the elephant. I might squish Giraffe. What a view, says the leopard. Oh, great. The only thing I have a view of is Giraffe's butt. But wait, reader, can you turn the book like you did before? And of course, we turn the book sideways and all the animals just, yeah. See, I told you all it was better like this, says Giraffe. Thanks for helping us stay together, reader. Yeah, this seems to work. Except when I stand up, I think I might be too wide for this book, says the elephant. You aren't too wide for this book. This book is too narrow, the leopard says. Oh no, here we go again. Giraffe is too tall for this book. Let me get something clear, right? Let's just say fitting is not the same as belonging. Definitely not the same, because fitting requires adaptation, right? It means we say to ourselves, how can I change to be accepted? Fitting, it's external. It gets us saying things to ourselves like, let me figure out how I need to act or how I need to speak or how I need to dress so I don't get left out. But belonging invites authenticity. See, belonging says, where can I be accepted without changing who I am? Belonging, it's internal. It says stuff like, I don't have to change to be accepted. Like, I'm enough just as I am. But here's the problem. We don't even notice how much energy we expend trying to fit in until we're exhausted by it. And then we're resenting the spaces and the places in which we have been trying to fit in. See, shrinking ourselves, like our opinions and our personalities or our ambitions just to be more palatable to others, it costs us. It costs us something, and it teaches us to shrink, to edit ourselves, to twist and turn into the shape of whatever others expect of us. And this cost us joy and confidence and a sense of purpose even. See, the more we try to fit in, the less space we have and we leave for our authentic selves. And you know why we do it? Because we're wired for connection. Like there's something in us that knows we're supposed to connect with others. We just don't always know how to do it. But connection without authenticity is not belonging. It's performance. And just like the giraffe in the story, right? We try to squeeze ourselves into stories and rooms and roles and relationships that were never meant for our full selves. And when it doesn't work, we assume that there's something wrong with us. Instead of something being wrong with the box we're trying to squeeze ourselves into. Yeah, And so we get into this trap of approval, or the approval trap. Right? And because sometimes we desire to fit in, and that desire is so strong that we won't speak up and we won't set boundaries and we won't live in what we know to be true. Why? Because we don't want to lose connection, even if it's fake. See, belonging isn't something you have to earn by getting smaller. It's something you cultivate by being honest about who you really are. And then trusting that the right spaces will become available, will become open, will make themselves available, and we will make room for you. I'm telling you that there are places and people that will make room for you. And true belonging, it doesn't ask you to twist yourself into a shape you were never meant to be. It doesn't ask you to perform. It doesn't ask you to dilute your brilliance. It doesn't even ask you to disappear. You don't belong because you've earned it. You belong because you're human. You belong because you matter. So here's what I want you to think about. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to belong. And they're two totally different things. And sometimes what happens is we're so familiar with these spaces. They become so common to us that we think that because something is familiar, we fit in. I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to rub some folk, but it's the truth. That sometimes, just because we're family, doesn't mean I fit in. I said it. Nah, DNA is not the prerequisite for fitting in. We have these unhealthy expectations that just because we're blood, that we have a common ancestry, that somehow we fit. You can surround yourself with people and still feel disconnected. You could be included and still feel invisible. That part. Familiarity is not the same as safety. It's not the same. And inclusion is not the same as belonging. Okay. Like belonging is when your full presence is welcomed, not just tolerated. It's when you stop performing and start living. It's when you realize that the right people won't ask you to shrink. The right environments don't make a requirement that you become something other. Nah. See, and resilience. You know how important that is to me, right? Resilience comes when we stop asking, why don't they accept me? Just stop asking that. Right? Let me give you another question to ask. Why are you trying to fit somewhere you don't belong? See, not every space is meant for you. I know you've been thinking it, but let me say it for you. Not every space is meant for you. And that's not rejection, that's redirection. Here's what blows my mind. We do so much to avoid being rejected by others, and we have no problem rejecting ourselves. If a room requires you to silence your voice, it's not your room. If a relationship requires you to hide your joy, your opinions, your ideas, your dreams, it might not be your relationship. Belonging doesn't shrink you, it strengthens you. And so we have to learn how to develop ways to protect our identity, to protect our authenticity. Speaking of protection, right? Man, I want to spotlight something. I was in the Barnes and Nobles looking for a new book. I just stopped in, because I like to just see what children's books are on the shelves, what might catch my attention. And as I was in there curating some books, and I got the privilege of meeting two authors, a mother and daughter team, Aquila and Amani Manuel, and they've written a book. It's called Amani and the Cyberhero Response Team. And it's, listen to me, it is an amazing book that teaches kids about cybersecurity and how to be safe online and how to understand cybersecurity and the language of it all. It's a great book for parents to be able to use with their children to help them find ways to stay safe online. Man, this book right here, it is engaging. It is a fun way of teaching kids about cybersecurity, and it shows young people how to protect themselves in a world that is more digital than we could ever have imagined. It weaves together teamwork and resilience. And listen, I'm just saying, you can go to Amazon, you can go to Barnes and Nobles. You can go to their website, AQS. I think it's called aqscorner.com. Go listen to me. Go support the young author. Little fourth grader writing books for her mama. I love young authors. Let's go, y'all. But just like it's important for us to protect ourselves online. This is a reminder that we have to protect our authenticity and our emotional well-being in order to have a real and full life. And y'all, just like there's a science behind cyber security, there's a science behind belonging. Yes, like psychologists tell us this, that belonging is fundamental to human need. We need to belong. And so when we feel like we belong, we experience less anxiety, greater motivation, and more resilience. And then when we don't, we're prone to depression and burnout and isolation. Man, your social belonging is tied to your mental health, to stronger immune systems, and a deeper sense of purpose. I'm not making this stuff. I'm just telling you. I got research to back this conversation. And yet we confuse acceptance with belonging all the time. See, acceptance and fitting in, that's transactional. But belonging is relational. Yeah, see, in the addictions world, we used to call it things for things. Yeah. Oh, it's still happening today. Not just with drug addiction, but in all our interaction, it's things for things. If you do something for me, I'll do something for you. It's things for things. And I'm telling you, belonging doesn't have that requirement. There are no things for things. Okay. You don't need to fit everywhere. Now, I just say that just you don't need to fit everywhere. It's okay. And if you've ever felt like you were too loud, too different, too complicated, too honest, too much, maybe it was that you were too real for the wrong room. See, your people, they won't need you to get smaller in order to make them feel better. Your people won't label it inconvenient when you show up as your authentic self. Your people, they will make room for you just as you are. So let me give you some practical ways to nurture your belonging. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 ways. Okay, here's the first one. I need you to audit your spaces. That means I need you to assess what's happening in your space. All right, because belonging is tied to psychological safety, and it's spaces where people feel safe to express themselves without fear of rejection or ridicule. See, ask yourself, where do I feel free to be my full self? Yeah, and where do I feel the need to shrink? And then I want you to make more space for the former, to make more space for the places where you feel freer to be yourself. You got to audit your spaces and see how you're showing up. Here's the second thing. I need you to recognize the cost of shrinking. Listen, it's costing. There's a phrase I want you to hold on to. It's called identity suppression. Identity suppression. It's hiding parts of yourself to fit in. And it's linked to anxiety and depression and reduced self-esteem. Like people who suppress their identities, whether it's in relationships or it's in work or wherever, have higher rates of burnout and lower life satisfaction. The research says it. And so I need you to pay attention to what it's costing you to shrink and try to fit in. You need spaces where you can share your real thoughts, your real humor, your real struggles with people who have earned that trust. Okay, number three. We need to practice belonging through contribution. What am I saying? Like, belonging increases when individuals feel they are contributing to the well-being of others. When we are contributing to the well-being of other people, when I'm looking out for somebody else, when I'm making room for somebody else, it contributes to my own sense of belonging. Mutual contribution is so important. Community is so important because it allows us to make room for each other. And so I just want to encourage you to foster spaces where others belong to. Stop trying to manipulate everybody else to help you fit. Make room for others. Don't just make this about you. Let's make this about us. I'm so tired of watching reels and social media posts and news broadcasts where people are fighting because they won't make room for each other. Let's make room for each other. Jeez. Okay. Number 4, almost there. And this is about affirmation theory. Self-affirmation practices strengthening your resilience against exclusion and rejection. Here's what I mean by that. When we affirm our values and our strength, like when you look in that mirror and you say, I am great. Today we're going to accomplish wonderful and great things. Like when you give your daily affirmations to yourself, like that's a thing. Like there's a research that says that that's a good thing. It strengthens your sense of belonging. And so when people affirm their values and strengths, they are less reactive to environments that reject them. And here's what I want to tell you. It's okay for you to outgrow spaces. See, just because I've outgrown the space, just because I don't feel as close to you as I used to, doesn't mean you did something wrong. Doesn't mean I did something wrong. It just means we're growing in different directions and it's okay. It doesn't mean I don't like you. It doesn't mean I'll never want to talk to you again. It just means we're different and it's okay. So I'm going to make room for you to grow and I'm going to make room for me to grow. And sometimes that means we grow apart. And growing apart from somebody else, if I'm making room, could mean I grow closer to somebody else. All right, here's the last one. Boundaries. Boundaries protect us, y'all. See, we got to prevent ourselves from being overexposed to environments that are harmful to us. Please stop showing up to that party, to that group chat. Please stop showing up to those events where people are just tolerating you. Stop showing up. We feel so obligated to people that we don't create boundaries that protect us. Boundaries, when they're clear, they strengthen our self-esteem. They better our emotional regulation, and they prevent burnout. I made a decision that I wasn't going to just show up to any old space. No, because I'm not meant for every place, and it's okay. And And don't make other people or allow other people to make you feel guilty because you're choosing not to show up in a space that feels harmful to you. It's called a boundary, and it's okay. So let me leave you with this. You don't have to twist and bend and break yourself to fit into someone else's mold. You don't. You don't need to change who you are to be worthy of love and respect. You don't need to seek belonging in people or places that only offer performance. You're not too much. Yeah, like somebody just needs to say that to themselves. I am not too much. You're not too much. You just are not meant to fit in. You may find that you understand that you were made like Giraffe to stand tall. And if standing tall means I don't belong there, then I don't belong there. I'm going to find spaces where me standing tall means I belong. You were made to belong. You were made to belong. Okay, before I close, I want to personally invite you to an upcoming event that I have, a book signing, and it's at the Weymouth Center for the Arts and Humanities in Southern Pines, North Carolina. It's on August 1st from 5:30 to 7:30, and I will be celebrating and connecting and sharing space with people around my book, Developing a Durable Mind. I would love to see you in the space. There's going to be like light refreshments. It's like an adult kind of event, charcuterie and wine, possibly. I'm just saying there's stuff. It's going to be great. It's open to the public, and you can find details on my website, www.lifesculptors.org, or you can visit the events page of the Weymouth Center.org. You can just find information there. I'd love to see you there, is all I'm saying. Would love to see you there. All right. So until next time, keep doing the inside work. And remember, you are exactly enough.